Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here, got another Master Duel video for y'all, and it is Monday, which means it is once again time to check out your duels in this week's Viewer Special. For those who have never seen the series before, the Viewer Special, which we do every single Monday, is a series in which we watch your games and see the cool builds that you've been working on. So, and actually with the new replay features, we can look at the decks of both, I believe, both players before and afterward. I think so. I know you can at least do it on your own, but we'll see if we can do it on the others and what other new replay features we'll see here in the new menu and stuff. But anyway, if you are interested in checking out, or not really checking out, but having other people check out your games, rather, then what you're going to want to do is head down to the description below. There is an invite link to our Discord server, the HexLexPlex. And real quick, while I'm shouting out links down there, also feel free to check out my second channel. I'm really trying to grow it right now, HexLex Plays. I'm focusing a lot on Alestrals there, but I do play a variety of games. I have old Master Duel streams and some Pokemon TCG gameplay, the Game Boy Color version. So if you're interested in checking any of that out, please go ahead and check out that link in the description below for the second channel. Like I said, really trying to grow that. But anyway, for the Viewer Special, you're going to want to go to our Discord server. Under the Master Duel section, there is a channel called Viewer Special Submissions. And the main bit of info you're going to want to put there is your 9-digit player ID. Please make sure that you're entering this ID correctly and also making sure that your replays are saved publicly, because those are the two biggest things that stop me from being able to see people's replays, right? You can share as many different replays as you like. I just kind of ask that you don't spam the same one multiple times, but yeah, I mean, if you've got, like I said, 10 different games, then you can submit 10 different ones. That is a-okay with me. Just make sure that you're leaving either your opponent's name and or the date and time of the game, so I know which replay you want me to watch. Also, it's very helpful to leave a little blurb about the game, like I played this deck versus this deck. Can be very, very helpful. So anyway, that's my spiel. Let's go ahead and watch some of your games. Alright, our first game comes to us from Dr. Maxis, who has a game showing off Adventure Dragon Link using Summon Sorceress. Very eager to see this combo, because we did, of course, just the other day talk about Dragon Link with Summon Sorc, and I saw some people saying in the comments that the Adventure build is actually quite good. Doc Maxis also says this build was inspired by the Sheepest of Snatches on YouTube, which is a name I have heard before, so definitely feel free to go ahead and check them out. And yeah, so we can see both players' decks here, which is really, really cool. I think that's pretty big for the Viewer Special moving forward. So, because a lot of people will often ask, like, what the featured deck lists look like, so now we have the ability to very easily access that. So, pretty cool looking build here. Looks like we're on a Red Rose package with the Basal Rose Shoot as well. Very cool stuff. I haven't played that since, like, Halcdon days, so very eager to try that out. Also, Ancient Pixie Dragon, that's pretty cool. I actually own a royal copy of this, so if I have an excuse to play it, I am absolutely going to take it. Alright, and then our opponent looks like they are on Tenpai. Pretty standard looking Tenpai list, a pretty good looking one. My kind of barometer for if a Tenpai list looks good to me is, are they on 3 droplet and more hand traps and board breakers? If yes, then it's a at least solid Tenpai list, but alright, let's go ahead and check this out. So, looks like I think it said that we lost the coin flip, but of course going against Tenpai there, gonna end up letting us go first anyway. Alright, pretty solid opening hand here. Actually, very solid opening hand. We have access to Adventure and the Black Metal Dragon on top of Chaos Space, so we definitely have multiple options for play here. Gonna use that Chaos Space, pitching the Rocket Recharger. That does bait out the opponent's Maxis, which is pretty good for us, because, well, now we don't have to deal with it, so. We can, of course, still normal summon the Black Metal Dragon, then activate the Fateful Adventure. Opponent's gonna Bestow Magnemite here. I think that is assuredly a misplay from our opponent. Like, when it comes to playing against D-Link, there are definitely better points where you can snipe something out of their graveyard than right now, in my opinion. I would definitely wait for probably an effect that's trying to break something back. I understand wanting to banish the Rocket Recharger. I don't think that's inherently bad, because this is often important to the D-Link combo line, but D-Link, like, if you do this early, too, the thing is, like, the player has an opportunity to figure out how to combo without Rocket Recharger, whereas if you try to, like, snipe them and interrupt in the middle of a play, it can often be harder for the player to recoup. That's another reason why I've talked about this a lot with Maxi, but I don't like using hand traps early a lot of the time, mainly for that reason. Well, for other reasons too. It's all situationally dependent, of course, but Alright, so we got that Draco back, as well as, of course, the Wandering Griffin Rider. So we have our adventure board set up along with the Black Metal Dragon, which definitely should be full combo with that protection, with the Winged, or the Wandering Griffin Rider on the negate. Alright, naturally, we're going to link off the Black Metal into Striker Dragon F, and then Black Metal Dragon. We're going to chain block with that. That way we can add the Boot Sector launch. Guaranteed. Well, I guess they already Ash Blossomed, so... Go for the Darkness Metal. Yeah, someone in the comments was also saying that I should be going for Darkness Metal more often, as opposed to just the Black Meteor Dragon, because Black Metal Dragon isn't once per turn. I think I knew that, I just didn't think I realized that losing the body didn't really matter. I guess it doesn't, though, because you just go into Romulus anyway, and you don't need that Striker Dragon. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense when I think about it for like 2 more seconds. So, go figure. But, I mean, this is like... not only the core of what I think the viewer special is all about, but really my YouTube channel as a whole. And I've said this since the very beginning. If you go back and watch my earliest videos, I actually say stuff like this quite a bit, but, oh! Hang on, I have to interrupt myself for a second, because that is brilliant. So that's the synergy between the Summon Sorceress and the Adventure Engine. You use Summon Sorc, put the Black Meteor Dragon on their board, summon a Red Rose Dragon from your deck, or, you know, whatever dragon you want / need, and then you can Draco back to bounce your dude back. Oh, that's good. That's really good. And this is, again, exactly what I was about to say, what I was about to talk about here. I just love the opportunity to learn from other people as well, right? Like, the goal of the channel for me has never been to be, like... for me to kind of stand on high and be like, this is how you should be doing things, I'm instructing you. No, I feel like learning is and always should be a very mutual process. You know, as much as people say I've taught them, I've grown so much as a player from having the channel, getting to interact with you all. I definitely would not be nearly as good of a player without these interactions. Like, I definitely wouldn't. Like, I think that's just a pretty easy factual statement. Oh, and then we're setting up the Pisty and the Striker under the Summon Sorc here. Alright, this is going to be one of those replays where I think I'm going to go back and watch it a couple more times on my own time, because I am digging this combo line, and... God, we still haven't used the Black Meteor Dragon yet. And then we can bring back Romulus. Okay, because I was wondering when we popped Summon Sorc, I was like, okay, we lose out on the Link 3, but then we can bring back the Link 2. Alright, going for Delindrous here. I think that's one of the things that's hardest to keep track of for me about Dragon Link is like, which is it? Is it Delindrous or Triple Burst? I know it's like deck dependent, but like, I mean, really Dragon Link is just one of those decks that I would love to be able to sit down and no life and just like master this deck, but I just have far too much going on in my life to be able to commit that time. Oh my god, look at this end board though. We're ending on Seals, Dissipator, Boral End, and Borreload. Good god. So this is which, and so what did we open here again? This was opening, this was with opening, yeah, I was gonna say, let that go away. Yeah, so this got negated, this got discarded, this is a hand trap. So literally, if you just open Black Metal plus Rite of Armistier, right, then you get to end on the Spheres, Bestial Dissipator, Borland Dragon, and Borreload Savage Dragon. That's insane. That's so cool. Alright, end phase, they're going to add the Genroku with the Bestial Magnum Hut. But that's a pretty easy negate for us here because this is during our end phase. So even if we negate the Genroku with the Borreload here, we of course still have a negate for our opponent's turn. I think we also could have like destroyed it if we really wanted to by using Bestial Dissipator, but either way. Alright, they're going to normal the Genroku and then activate the Shunjo. We're going to go ahead and negate that with the Borreload Savage Dragon here. Alright, of course Genroku's effect's going to activate, but we have, yep, the set call by, I was going to say. So, it's a pretty easy stop to that. So the opponent has 3 more cards left they haven't used yet, but we also have 3 more points of disruption that we haven't used yet. The Seals, the Borland, and the Dissipator. And sure enough, that's going to be enough for our opponent to concede. So, wow. That was good. That was good. Doc Maxis? That was good. Thank you very much for sharing. Again, I'm definitely going to be pouring over that replay a little bit on my own time, just to make sure that I can get up to speed with some of these summon sword combos. So thank you for showing that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next game. Oh, also, not just Stock Maxis, but also Shapest of Snatches, who was the YouTuber who inspired this combo. Yes, of course we have to shout them out as well. So thank you, both of you. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this next game. All right, Skuck has our next game for us here. We're going to check out this top replay here. Let's see, we are on a 60-card tier limit deck, which is, of course, always fun. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the stuff you'd expect to see. We got the Horuses, we got the Thrust, we got the Left Arm Offering, and, of course, we are, you know, going to try to use our card destruction to deck them out when they max see us. It's like, whenever I see a 60-card deck, I do get a little weary of maxing them sometimes for this and some other reasons. But, ooh, and did I see the Astrolaud, which means, yeah, Vice's Starfrost is in here too. That's awesome. All right, and then our opponent is going to be on, looks like Yubel. Pretty standard Yubel deck that is featuring the new Summon Sorceress tech. So let's go ahead and check this out here. Apparently, we're going to be playing through a Max C here, which I think we can already tell what's going to happen. But, yeah, this is a style of deck that I have considered trying. Oh, wait, I didn't even notice this at first, but we actually have multiple ways to play through Max C. We have the Heavy Slump as well. How did I miss that? Oh, with the Transaction Rollback. Wait, isn't this actually a sick hand? Because we have the King Sark as well. Isn't this actually just cracked? I'm guessing that it is. We also have the Left Arm Offering here, so we can just, okay, so this makes us banish our hand, right? Yeah, so it makes us banish our hand. That's worth noting. Okay, here's the Maxi from our opponent. Overlaying for a Zombie Vamp here, yep. So Heavy Slump, if I recall correctly, puts it down to 2 cards? Yes, 2 cards. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, even if, like, all of our plays get stopped, we can still just put them down to 2 cards, and that's probably enough to just, like, not die. Okay, so yeah, no, we're foregoing the Left Arm Offering here. We're going all in on the King Sark here. And I imagine our opponent has already seen what we discarded and might be like, oh no. So, yep. Here it is, the number 90, and then we're passing back over to our opponent. So we saw this in another recent replay. Well, not this exactly, but just fun ways for tier limit to deal with Maxi, right? Starving Princess showed us recently how she was able to mill multiple Manticores of Darkness and then loop those during the end phase within her tier limit deck to deck the opponent out. I wondered, so at first when I saw the profile, again, I point out the card destruction. That's another very popular way for tier limit to deck the opponent out when they go for the Max C. But again, as you can see here, we are going for the Heavy Slump. It's so good. People talked about doing this when Transaction Rollback first came out, but I didn't see a lot of people actually commit to the strategy. So, and again, here it didn't even matter that we opened them because we have a Royal, by the way, very nice. King Sarcophagus in our opening hand too. So that's just gonna do it from them. Wow. Yeah, the 2-card hand into the Monster Negate is pretty brutal. But like I was saying earlier, you know, the 2-card hand even into an open board is often just not going to be anything. Like, you might think, okay, yeah, but we're in a point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where everything is just 1-card starters, right? And while that is true, you still have to draw those 1-card starters. It's really easy to draw, like, Hand Trap and Random Extender, or Hand Trap and Call By, or Random Extender and Cross Out, you know? It's like, so yeah, even on an open board state, I guess in that way, this is a kind of safe Maxi counter, because it doesn't rely on you comboing through it, which you can't always do. Even if you have to stop early like we did, it's still a very good counter. So that's good stuff. Thanks for sharing, Skuck. I think we have time for at least one more game here, so let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so our final duel for this video comes to us from Papa Crow, who's got a game playing Ice Barrier versus Voiceless Voice. So it's been a minute since I've played Ice Barrier myself, definitely eager to check this game out here. Looks like we're on Swap Frog, which is a pretty cool tech that I haven't tried yet myself. Swap Frog letting you, of course, send the Mirror Mage directly to the graveyard, because this is a level 2 Aqua monster, fun fact. So definitely eager to see this, and our opponent is on Voiceless Voice, which, like, The more I play against this deck, the more scared I get of it. It's funny, when this deck first came out, I really did not think it was that big of a deal, but as time has gone on, that thing, it scares me. So. Also been seeing a lot in the OCG lately, as over on the Patreon, one of the kinds of videos that I do over there is that we look at OCG like meta and tournament results to try to get an idea of what, you know, future metas are going to be like. And Voiceless Voice is actually doing very well over there, and the builds are actually like, they're buildable in Master Duel right now. So Voiceless Voice, while expensive, actually does end up being a pretty good investment. I'm at a point with Voiceless Voice personally where I feel the same way about them I think that I do about Vanquish Soul, where like, it was that expensive deck that I didn't make on release, and now I kind of regret not making it. Which probably means when Voiceless Voice gets a secret pack, I'll be buying into that, and regretting not doing it sooner. Or the selection pack, you know what I mean. Anyway. Alright, so we were able to stop their plays here thanks to the Imperm. Thankfully they didn't have a follow-up, and the Trias was already on, the Trias rather was already on the field, so... Alright, we're going for the Azurnine, pitching off the Mirror Mage, but they do have a Maxi in response, which is pretty brutal. It means we're going to have to give them multiple draws here. Like, we have to. Like, we have no choice but to give them multiple draws. It's like a Shenyang, right? Alright, so we're just going to make the Lancia here. Normal summoning Revealer. Oh yeah, we're just going for it. Okay. Revealer for Gregorius. Georgius, rather. I was going to call it Gregorius, but... Alright, Mirror Mage sacking Revealer to summon out these tokens. Thankfully, they only get one draw for the tokens. Alright, sinking for 10. This one's going to be the Shenyang. Yeah, we're just going for it here. But again, I kind of think we have to, honestly. The thing about playing against Voiceless Voice, too, is that, like, well, one, we tried to go for the Spellbreaker here, which would have stopped, like, pretty much all of their plays, but the Imperm's going to stop that from resolving, unfortunately. But the other thing I wanted to say about Voiceless Voice, too, is that, like, when it comes to playing into Maxi, this is kind of one of those decks where it doesn't hurt as much to play into the C, because there's kind of only so much a Voiceless deck can do combo-wise, right? It's not like one of those like big explosive combo decks where, you know, the more resources they have access to, the more explosive a board they can make, where they can end on like 4 negates or whatever. Voiceless is kind of always going to end on like Skull Guardian and like maybe some of the main deck monsters, but like, they can often just do that without getting a million draws off Maxi anyway. So I will say that as far as like playing into Maxi, this is one of the matchups where I think it is probably at its best to do that, right? Banishing the low is also very nice there because it means that we are, you know, not having to deal with that later. Yeah, we did give our opponent quite a few draws here, but it's like I said, there's only so many things we can do. We still have interaction against those things. We can still Lancia for Raiho here. Also, I need to play on Mount Swordsoul a lot more, because this music slaps. Holy. This is really good. Alright, so they're going to throw down their continuous spells, and then the ritual spell of summoning the Skull Guardian, using a low in hand. Again, like, yeah, they were able to just plop all this down from hand, but, like, this is the kind of thing they would just be doing anyway, right? And then we can just use the Lancia here. Opponent's got another Maxi, but, I mean, as we demonstrated last turn, Maxi in this situation kinda is low impact. I mean, especially during our opponent's turn right here, right? And then we get to switch the Skull Guardian to defense mode too, which is very nice. Yeah, now the Raiho is on the field, so that's gonna be forcing our opponent to discard as they try to resolve stuff. They are gonna use the trap card to blow it up here, but we still have the Imperm, the Droplet, the other Lancia activation, and we already used Shenyang, right? Or was that last turn? I don't remember, actually. Alright, there's Sorceress, the main deck monster version. Well, the effect monster version, because ritual monsters go in the main deck. You know what I mean. Alright, Sorceress activating in response to Lancia, and then they're going to called by... What do they call by there? The Raiho, okay. To stop us from bringing it back, I see. Alright, so there's Ritual Sorceress. Lancia going to instead pull Gregorius from the deck and then switch that Sorceress to defense mode. Gregorius being a floodgate against graveyard effects, if I recall correctly. Yes. So So we do have another Skull Guardian here. Okay, so we hadn't used Chinging yet. We're trying to use that right now. But thankfully, it has that destruction protection. And funnily enough, with that banish... Oh, but not anymore. I was going to say that banish put it just over the edge of Skull Guardian, but now the adding it back put the Skull Guardian over the edge. Although here, yeah, we're able to use the Droplet to save our Shenging from being destroyed. I mean, yeah, it's like I've been saying this whole game, you know. Sure, we max seed them, but like, look at their board. Is this really that much worse than they would have ended on anyway? You know, very likely not. They kind of just added an SP to their end board in the grand scheme of things, right? And that was like pretty much it. Again, in the grand scheme of things. Of course, they did more than that over the course of the turn, but now they're only at 700, so it really shouldn't be that hard to finish the game out from here, right? We just summon something big, yeah, like Lancia, and then just battle over SP. Okay, they're going to use the Skull Guardian to negate the bonds. Again, I think that's completely fine. Unless, does one of these cards force you to battle in a Skull Guardian? It does. Okay, I wondered. I was like, wait, doesn't one of these force you to battle in the Skull Guardian? Yeah. But here we can just go into Trishula after our Lancia is destroyed by battle. That lets us use the Trishula effect. And then now we simply battle into SP. That was good. That was a fantastic game. Yeah, again, just a very good demonstration of the fact that, like, there are a lot of people who, like, will just not play into the Maxi at all. And sometimes I myself am a little guilty of that, but like it's always like with anything else, it's always worth considering the individual situation. Don't just think, oh, they resolved Maxi, now I have to pass. You really ask yourself, okay, they activated Maxi, what does that mean for their deck? And also looking at your hand, like what meaningful plays can I make in spite of the Maxi, right? And yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. Papa Crow demonstrated that very well here. So thanks again for that replay. Not just Papa Crow, but all of you. Even if you didn't get featured, you know, this series could not go on without you all submitting games. And there is always the next week, and the next week, and the next week. So there will definitely be far more opportunities in the future to submit to. But thanks again, everyone, for submitting. Really appreciate y'all, as always, as ever. Let's go ahead and move now to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's again free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.